I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch. The name of the song is Revelation. This is for the big homie Revo. He says, this is the band's debut single that released in October of last year, 2023. The lead singer is Keith Buckley from the band Every Time I Die, which you reacted to recently. ETID was a metalcore band from New York that formed in the late 90s. At the time, he said his songwriting methods were getting drunk and writing whatever comes to mind.
That was his songwriting
Yep,
methodology?
that was it.
Okay.
The band toured a lot with the wave metalcore bands in the mid-2000s. In 2009, he formed a side project supergroup with members of thrash metalers, Anthrax, and emo pop group Fall Out Boy. Every Time I Die broke up last year. Boo. The lead singer became sober and expressed that he felt ostracized from the other members. Wow.
Yikes.
The other band members formed their own new band called Better Lovers. Keith Buckley's new band features Charlie and Nick Belmore from the thrash metal band Toxic Holocaust. Their debut album will be released by Hatebreed's Jamie Gesta's label, Perseverance Media Group. Hatebreed is another band you've reacted to. Their guitars played with Korn members on A Song for Chi. I know Vin is a Korn fan.
Yep.
About this song, they say, while the music will please longtime ETID fans, it digs deeper and is more panoramic in taste and tone, harkening back to the 90s style hallelujah, choruses that showcase the depth of Keith's voice.
All right,
y'all. This is Many Eyes.
Revelation. Eyes. Revelations? Is that what you said?
Revelation.
Revelation. Singular.
Revelation.
You know, a lot of people misquote that book.
Revelation.
They're like, the book of
You know
Revelations.
what I was thinking?
It's only Revelation, you idiots.
I was so disappointed this morning when I realized that 2020 came and went, and I didn't post something on Facebook that said the year of hindsight.
Oh, 2020 vision.
I'm like, 4 years too late.
Yeah. Everybody was so obsessed with 2020 being like the worst year of all time.
Right. We were so focused on that we didn't have like the cool stuff like that.
Many Eyes Revelation. Here we go.
With a revelation
What don't you understand? Fuck off, I'm in love. I rebuilt this heart by hand. Fuck off, I'm in love. The rejected stone becomes a cornerstone.
Oh!
I am the flower and fell. I am a thorn in your bow. Look me in the eyes again. Look me in the eyes. I dare you. I dare you. I know what I have seen. You're not saying what you mean. It's not true. It is not true. Fuck off, I'm in love. Fuck off, I'm in love. Why don't you understand? Fuck off, I'm in love. Fuck off, I'm in love. I rebuilt this heart by hand. Fuck off, fuck off.
What? What?
I'm gonna get this on my
Yes,
shit.
add that to the
Immediately!
Oh my gosh. Revo, you are such a funny character. First he posts the K-pop
This is Revo?
song.
This is
yes.
Revo's song? Fucking
Yeah, he
Revo.
posts the K-pop song. The
Fucking
girls are all
Revo.
dancing. And then he
Fucking
calls this one
I got
heavy
this
as
shit
fuck.
on my playlist
Wow.
right fucking now.
If the
bro.
devil ever had me, he don't have me no more. And this song, desperate vocals, you guys know that's my favorite. It got heavy, like, ooh.
It's not true.
This song for me was super relevant.
Why?
You know why, babe. Don't ask me that question.
Listen, I have spent people on this channel. Well, I've never really come out and said shit, but people are able to put shit together if they listen long enough about my life. I think you should. I think the people deserve to know after all these years. What the fuck?
Fill them in. Fill them in.
I mean, you don't have to give them all the details, but the song obviously hit me pretty deeply, and I'll talk about it. But like, you don't really. You ever notice that? Like, Soraya gets away with a lot of shit. Like, she doesn't really share anything, really. It's always me.
I disagree.
Yeah, people. Oh,
You know
come
what?
on.
Sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, wait, I'm always giving examples about how I like me about the song, and I'm like, maybe that's like self-focused, and people don't want to hear that. Like, I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, that's a nice excuse. You've
That's
never said
what
that
I
to me.
think.
You've never said, you know, Vin, you're sharing all this personal stuff about yourself. That's kind of like self-focused. Nobody wants to hear that shit.
that's
So,
because I don't feel like that. I'm like, that's good he shared
yeah,
that.
exactly. It's just you're just being hypocritical.
I mean, the part that stuck out, like, well, there was multiple parts that stuck out for me.
What year was this song written?
I thought we were talking about 1990, but no, I'm
What
sorry.
year was this song
October
written?
of last year.
October 2023, Nelson. Just came out, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So when he starts out, to be honest with you, I don't know what it is that you're saying that you think that I should open up and tell the group.
Well-
I do have something I'm going to
Well,
open
the
up
song
and say.
is obviously important to you. It obviously hit you for some reason.
Yeah, it did
Right?
for multiple reasons. But
So is there any one of them that you'd like to share with the people?
I'll
I'll just go off and just
if
dominate
the
the
devil
conversation
ever
right now.
had me, he don't have me no more. Got me heel in the head of his whore. I loved that part. So, testimony time. Obviously, you guys know I came up as a Christian, always a Christian all my life. When I went through, probably like, I think your assessment might be correct. I think that because I was such a judgmental person my whole life, that when I found myself in the situation that I had judged other people for, like cognitive dissonance, I don't know, something happened. It was a very, very, very difficult time for me. Maybe because I had all of my own judgments for myself, but like, I stopped reading my Bible. I stopped going to church. I still like maintained the name like that I'm a Christian, but in my life and in my intentions, I wasn't really. And it's funny because in the comment section, you could hear people were like, I believe Sori's going to become a witch. I believe she's going to be something with the devil. And, it was a really, 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 really dark time for me. I definitely think that there was a lot to be learned in that amount of time, but definitely hard. When he said look me in the eyes again, look me in the eyes, I dare you. I know what I've seen. You're not saying what you mean. It's not true. That is another, like, I guess as you live your life, you kind of come up with your own codes based off of maybe what other people you think is important, what other people say, or experiences that you have. And it kind of like formulates to you what is important and how you're going to prosecute your life. One of the things that I thought was vitally important was to never put my true self forward and always kind of keep it hidden by, like, you know, we always talk about, you probably have like a bunch of different reasons for why we do a certain thing. One of the things that I do as a way, I guess as a means of, like, I never really like let people really fully know me. And I always hide behind reason number 2 or 3 for why I'm doing something. And it's not even something that I'm like conscious of necessarily. I'm becoming conscious of it because I'm trying to like go back to like, okay, who, like, put that number 1 reason forward. And if people reject you because of that number 1 reason, like, you're kind of rejected to begin with if you don't put your true self forward, because nobody can really love you or know you for who you are. So that line was pretty crazy to me. You're not saying what you mean, it's not true. Because I've spent so much time doing that it always kind of seemed like that was the truest answer for a lot of different things. But now I'll say something and I hear that like in the back of my head, like that's not the truest answer. And so then I'll be like, well, hold on a second. And then I kind of like reverse and kind of come back to it, because I think it's cowardly to do what I've been doing, and I don't want to keep doing that. This part is something that when he said, I have discovered a grace. I'm a patient, peaceful man, but make no mistake, I'm the weapon in a righteous hand. I like that part because that's like the 2 sides of somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you can be somebody who's graced and you can be someone who's patient, but you can also be someone that's like, but don't fuck too much, because that's also there too. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. Yeah, I think that's I've mastered the art, so I keep a bullet in the back of my heart. I don't know, that part made me think of you. Like, that's how you are. Like, I've mastered the art, so I keep a bullet in, because it seems to me like you always, like, whoa, I don't know what that line, maybe I'm misreading that line, but you've experienced a lot of different things, and you hold those things, but you keep going. Maybe I'm saying too much, so I'm going to hold back, because...
Well, I did not come to suffer, but I have mastered the art, so I keep a bull in the back of my heart. When I heard the rattle, I knew the snake. I stuck the landing on a leap of faith.
I love that part. I stuck the landing on a leap of faith. Because, hold on, I'm going to pass the buck back to you in a second, but that part, I stuck the landing on a leap of faith, like a couple months ago. Like, I made a definitive decision to like change certain well, it's been over a year that I started making decisions to like change certain things about myself that I was like, that part of myself I really, really hate, and that part of myself I'm so ashamed about, I wouldn't even talk about it out loud. But it was like accepting, like, okay, that's like you at your darkest. Like, everybody has like their darkest point, and like me at my darkest, I hated who that person was. And so I said that I'm never going to go to that level again. So no matter how dark or how hard things are for me, like how I perceive things, I'm never going to be that person. And so I had like a lot of struggles with that, because I was like, every time like I wanted to revert back to that person and being that person, I'm like, no. And eventually it got to the point where it was like that low, the bar gets raised, and then there's another low that you deal with and another low that you deal with. But so my bar got raised, and I'm really glad about that. But I stuck the landing on a leap of faith. The idea of taking a leap of faith, and it's kind of like that, you know, like they say, stepping out onto nothing and finding that there's something there. Like, I've only had one real hope, and that one real hope is that Jesus is going to be there when I step out. And I felt like I was stepping out a lot of times when I was like in that darkness, and I didn't feel like he was there to catch me. But now that I'm at this point in my life, I look back and I'm like, oh, it's that whole like walking on the beach thing, the footprints in the sand thing, like where, you know, you look back and there's like one set of footprints and you're like, basically like, what the heck, God, why would you just left me alone when I was at my hardest point? And then at the end of the thing, it's like, he's like, no, that's when I was carrying you. And like, that's how it is. Like I look at it now. When I was in it, it didn't feel like it. I saw the one set of footprints and I was like, boy, you really abandoned me here. You really went and did that shit. But now like I look at it and I'm like, oh no, he was there. I couldn't see it. And that was one of the things I was talking to one of my friends this week. And I said to him, like, you know, when we get to that point where like, we can see God's good as good, you're in a whole different place, because there's a lot of good that God gives us, but when we're too dark or we're in too bad of a place, like, sometimes you can't see it and you actually see his good as bad. Like we saw people like reading the Bible and all that they could see in it was just like darkness and hate and genocide and all these things, but you're seeing it wrong. And like when you flip to the other side of it and you see it for what it is, like you just see love after love after love after love. And I feel like I'm reading a different book because I read the Bible before I went in that really dark phase of mine, and it was life to me. And then in that dark phase that I was in, like it wasn't anything but dark. Every time I read it, I was like, wow. And Judas is killing himself again, basically. You know, like it just was very dark. And then on the other, then you go a little bit further and like, that's life. And we have like we have a long life, but it's short. But in that amount of time, like we can progress forward or we can stay stagnant. You can do what you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like our intention is really everything. And what you intend to do is what you're going to do. Like, it's like when you're driving and your driving instructor says, don't look over there because you're going to turn the wheel that way. So it was about like focusing forward and really like kind of, you know, it's, I don't know. That friend that, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about this a lot, about how the Christian community will turn on you and how they will judge you. And, you know, that's par for the course. Everybody understands that. I don't need to put out examples. What people don't talk about is when you leave worldliness for religion, those people don't like that either. I remember when Head from Korn declared that he was a Christian, and the millions of people that loved him were talking all types of shit about him for leaving. I've known people in the LGBT community, and feel how you want to feel, but I was a lesbian, blah, blah, blah. Now she's married, 3 kids, happy, blah, blah, blah. They get completely destroyed. And we're not even going to talk about what happens with detransers when they decide they're going to leave the transgender community. So this to me is kind of like, because he's saying, it looks to me, because he talked about this in the intro where he's talking about like he stopped drinking and stuff and he got alienated from the band.
Yeah, right.
And it looks to me like this is him like coming into a new sort of understanding of the world, and like the people around him just don't get it. And now he's kind of reacting in a sort of angry way. I see some cowards, I see some frauds, you know. What are you to become? You have always been so. Where are all the holy men? I see diamonds in the teeth of dogs, which I think is an allusion to don't cast your pearls before swine. When Jesus talks about the message, he says, look, I got this message. It's a beautiful message. If a person of peace embraces you, then go forward with them. If they reject you, don't pressure them. Just leave and go, because you can't keep casting your pearls before swine. Now, it's a terrible metaphor, but the idea is the message that we have is a beautiful message. It's ultimate and it's true, and it's the only thing that's going to save the world. And if a person doesn't see the value in that, we are not told to keep banging them over the head with the gospel. We're told to leave them be. Say, okay, your blood's on your own head. I warned you. I'm out of here. But it's I love this guy's attitude, because I don't think I'm mature enough as a Christian to not have this attitude yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you know, I've always been a militant type person, but like, I did not come to suffer, but I have mastered the art, so I keep a bullet in the back of my heart.
So did that resonate with you?
Well, that line, yeah, but I interpret that differently. Like, that the whole bullet in the back of my heart, like, that's still, I don't think there's anybody on the internet that's spoken against violence as much as me, but I just know that I haven't come, like, I haven't given like my complete self to God, obviously. I still got that at the back of my, like,
It's still in your arsenal.
Because it's like, anything happens to you, anything happens to my kids, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. So, like, it's something I struggle with a lot, and it's something I, I don't know. I don't think that's going to change. I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think that's ever going to change for me. But I'm saying I wanted to because I want to be like as Jesus as much as possible. But if I truly wanted it to, then I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. The rejected stone becomes the cornerstone. I'm a flower and filth. I'm a thorn in your bone.
I love that part, man.
This guy.
I love that part.
First of all, that's a biblical term
Yep.
for Jesus. The rejected stone is now the cornerstone. And so Jesus came to his own people and his own people rejected him. They're like, we can build this nation without you. When in reality, he was the foundation from which the nation was built in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so there are allusions to some sort of Christian spiritual awareness here, but he's not doing the Ned Flanders Christianity. He says, fuck off. Mm-hmm. I'm in love. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, cool. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not doing the rock star shit. Now I'm corny. That's cool. Just leave me alone then. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what it is. But people just have to recognize it doesn't matter what group you leave, whether it's a religious group, a gang, a secular organization. Anytime you leave, then people are going to get at you because you're leaving makes them question their belief system. And that's why so many parents, when their kids stop being Christians, they like go crazy because they're like, in reality, it's not that you're worried so much about your son's salvation. You're worried about the fact that he heard the same information you heard and came to a vastly different conclusion. So what does that say about you? A lot of the times when somebody apostatizes from religion, that's what's happening. The energy is you are now highlighting my insecurity, and you're highlighting something that I might have to change, or you're highlighting something that was like, maybe I haven't been looking at it the entire time. And it's a very traumatic situation for people. And so instead of people dealing with that doubt or that whatever, they project onto the other person all this horrible, whatever. So, or they'll do the no true Scotsman thing. Like if somebody leaves the LGBT community, they'll say, well, they were never gay in the first place. It's like, okay. Mm-hmm. I was talking to Aaron Ra. I'm not going to mention the person's name. They were pretty prominent atheists, left atheism behind. Aaron Ra says they were never an atheist. I was like, okay, all right, mm-hmm. all right. I love this song, 9.8.
That's exactly what I was going to get it. Or 9.9. I'm going with a 9.9, actually.
Yeah, I really, really love this song. This song is on my playlist. I will be playing it tonight, losers. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We are still in the middle of an ultra mega stream. We shall return on the other side of the break, dear listener. Listen to these wonderful tunes while we boot up the other song. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.